Alright, so in this video I'm going to be doing a discussion of the August 2016 ban list. I recorded this about a month ago, actually the day before the list was released. I haven't uploaded it yet because I was somewhat put off by having all of this basically go to waste because I can't have a preemptive discussion anymore, but I think it's still somewhat interesting to listen to, just to hear what me and my friend would have done differently compared to Konami's list. So in this part one, I'm going to be looking at the main archetypes from last format. I think Monarchs, for example, kind of everybody wants it to get hit, and I think Konami probably will. The first card, the most obvious one, Pantheism of the Monarchs. I think it should be limited. I think that's probably actually what Konami will do.
Limited makes most sense. I limited the OCG now because it was just kind of stupid there.
Yeah,
so,
it's really powerful. It searches any card as well as drawing two at the same time, basically.
Yeah, I mean not at the same time, but
essentially.
Yeah, essentially yes.
And did you have any other stuff for Monarchs?
For Monarchs, I have on here for I would like domain ban. Just because I think it actually restricts more than half of the game currently. The only decks that don't rely to play their game, rely on the extra deck to play their game, are Monarchs. And even then, extra deck Monarchs rely on the extra deck. So it's just kind of here's my tribute summon, here's my domain. Now you have to have the out. If you don't, good luck.
I agree entirely. I also have domain to 0.
Yeah.
For basically the same reasons. I think the fact that it's so searchable means that putting it to 1 doesn't really do very much.
Yeah, because you can still, even if you did put it to 1, they just start throwing in Terraforming and then maybe Necro Valley or something stupid like that. Or Chicken Game if it came off the list, for example.
You can even recycle the same 1 if it gets destroyed because you just banish it for Prime and then add it back to your hand with the Vassal. I think it's actually, I think that's unlikely actually for Konami to do that, but I think that's what should happen.
They hit domain.
Yeah. I think if anything they would hit it to 1.
Yeah, I think they should also hit Aether to 1. Or Aether. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's spelled weird.
I think it's Aether.
But, yeah, they should. I think they should hit it to 1. I really want them to ban it, but they won't do that. But hitting it to 1 would probably stop the silliness of here's my tribute summoning 2 monsters during your turn kind of thing.
I agree also. I have Aether going to 1 also.
Because they summon Aether and then they're like, okay, dump 2, summon Kuraz. Also, I'm going to summon my Prime from the grave. Also, Chain Escalation, summon another Aether. And then it's just like, well, I don't want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like this.
I think either they're going to limit Aether or limit Stormforth.
I don't want them to limit Stormforth, but I think they will.
Yeah, I think Stormforth is more likely, but they could hit Aether instead. I think that Stormforth should stay at 3 because Stormforth was fine for years, like a year and a half before Monarchs ever came out, the Monarch structure deck, and it was totally fine that entire time, and now it's only a problem because the Monarchs are so busted.
Right, and it wasn't even like an issue when Klee were playing it, because it was like, okay, I might get 1 monster tribute summon for a 2400 beater. Okay, great, it's 2400 beater that doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I think
it's not an issue.
I think it's necessary for non-Monarch tribute decks to exist.
Right, and also it's the domain and Pantheism issue. It's ridiculously searchable because of the other Monarch spell that
Tenacity.
I forget. Yeah, Tenacity. Maybe they just hit Tenacity and then the deck's dead. Who knows?
That kills the consistency though. I think you have to kill the power. Yeah. I think Aether and the Pantheism are the power cards, and then Domain's the Floodgate card. And I think Floodgate is the most, you have to kill out the most, and then next most you have to kill the power. So next I wanted to talk about Kosmos. So the most obvious one that everybody talks about is Cosmic Dark Destroyer. I've seen most people say limit it, which I think is actually the most likely hit from Konami. But I think limit actually does very little because it's so searchable. You have Tin Can, Farm Girl, and Cosmic Town increasing consistency and also recycling the 1 Dark Destroyer, so you can just keep using the same 1 over and over and over again. And I feel like limiting it will actually do almost nothing.
Yeah, it's also, again with their second ability, Strawman, just summon it again and phase destroy itself. Summon a Forerunner by banishing itself, and then you can just add it back again. It's just like, help.
Yeah, I actually think it should be banned because of that.
I don't think Dark Destroyer is the issue, though. I think the issue are the little pilot thingies. So Tin Can, I don't know about Farm Girl, because, I mean, Farm Girl only lost play after Tin Can and Strawman came out. Because everyone's like, oh, these cards suck. And then they're like, oh, wait, these cards are amazing. Because you dump Dark Destroyer and Dark Lady and, Slip Rider if they have Floodgates. And congratulations, you win.
Right.
Because you set Recall the Hunted and passed.
Yeah, I think Tin Can is actually probably more of an issue than Dark Destroyer. I think if I was pressed to choose between the two, I would hit Tin Can instead of Dark Destroyer.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer that they just straight up ban Tin Can, but if they put Tin Can to 1, then they have to rely on Cosmo Town, which in theory then goes to 1 at the same time as well. But then it becomes an OTK deck again if they don't hit Farm Girl or Dark Destroyer, as you said. So it's just you have to hit everything. You have to at least put. Not everything, not every single card in the deck, but you have to take into account the fact that it just goes back to its old form if you don't at least hit 3 or 4 cards.
I would prefer to hit Tin Can over Cosmo Town. I don't think you could really hit both without just destroying the deck.
I think at this point, I'd be okay with them destroying the deck. I'm sick of it, but yeah, I agree. You have to hit. I mean, if you put both to 1, then maybe it's still okay as a deck. They just have to start running Sword Troopers.
Yeah.
And more Strawmans and Farm Girl again, because I'm pretty sure almost every single deck either has 1 Farm Girl or no Farm Girls.
Yeah, they've been playing 1 Farm Girl.
Yeah, so, and which is why you never see it, because it's not an issue.
Yeah, the Farm Girl OTKs are problematic, but they don't happen very often.
Right, because there's not 3 Farm Girl in decks. Unless you're building the deck to specifically OTK.
Which, that's probably a silly idea, this format.
Yeah. Yeah, for Cosmos, yeah, that's their only option unless they're summoning double Dark Lady and F-Zero for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, that's still an OTK.
The elephant in the room, I guess, would be Emergency Teleport, whether or not Konami would hit that as an indirect hit.
I think they need to stop their little tactic of indirectly hitting things to, air quotes, weaken them. I think they just need to start directly hitting things that are issues instead of, dodging and be like, oh yeah, Emergency Teleport to 2 hurts deck.
Yeah.
It just changes how it's played and makes it even worse.
Yeah.
The only thing that Italian 2 did was make them play the Fire King Cosmo for a tiny little bit, but
and then they start playing Demise.
Yeah, then they started playing Demise Cosmo. It was just, what a mess.
I think that's pretty much it for Cosmos. I don't think there's anything else you could conceivably hit in there.
And everything.
I do think it's a little bit early. I think Cosmos is gonna be Konami's gonna go easy on them because I suspect that they're gonna have a Beatrice style OCG exclusive that we're gonna get later.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, Yoda's not released yet, but they're not releasing a card for every character, so maybe we'll be lucky because the last they would have to make it a ship and it's level 11 because they've used every other level.
The thing with Yoda though, it's just too perfect not to do Yoda plus the Wizard of Oz because Frank Oz voiced Yoda is. I think that's just too perfect to pass up.
Yeah, maybe they don't want to get sued though.
Yeah, maybe not.
Because then that's at that point, you have the female Darth Vader and the female Darth Maul, but this is a female version of everything.
Next, I guess, would be Burning Abyss. So I think the hit that everyone is expecting Konami to do and everybody kind of wants is Dante to 1.
I don't think they the Dante to 1 is good, but I don't think they need to do that.
What would you think they would do instead?
I think what I think they will do is I agree they probably will do Dante to 1, potentially Beatrice to 1, but I really think if they're done with the deck, if they're done printing cards like they do to every other deck, they just ban Graf, limit Sir, or just ban both, and then it's done.
Yeah.
I mean, they've milked it enough.
I actually think they should leave Graf at 1, limit Sir and limit Dante. I think that would probably be enough to hit the deck.
Maybe. I know there are people who are gonna continue playing it unless Dante is banned.
Yeah.
Like that's the only reason. That's the only way certain people will stop playing the deck. But
that's probably true of every deck, though.
Probably. Well, no, because I still play bad decks. But if they wanted to stop being, if they care, they will ban one of the two, just because it'll continue topping even if Seer and Graph are at one, unless they hit all three. To then maybe one Dante.
I think out of the two, banning Sir would make more sense, actually.
Yeah, because Sir gets back to Dante, which is currently the issue. Because even if there's one Dante and one Sir, you can still recycle with Dante.
Right.
But then there's also the issue of Beatrice, because the people at Worlds were playing one Dante, because Dante was at one, I think. Yes. But they were playing like three Beatrice, and they were just like, here's my Beatrice.
Yeah.
And then kept recycling Dante with Sir, and it was just like, I don't like this. I don't like watching this. It makes me feel bad.
Yeah, I could actually see banning Sir as being a reasonable hit.
Yeah.
Because the deck just keeps surviving everything.
Yeah, they've hit. What did they even do the first time? They didn't do anything.
Their limited tour guide was the first hit.
Yeah, they didn't do anything. Oh well. I don't think they need to ban tour guide either, because I don't think
tour guide's not a problem. It's a weaker Terror top.
Right.
I guess that's it for Burning Abyss. Next would be Pendulums.
Yeah, Pendulums. Woohoo.
As much as I don't want it to happen, I think Monkey Board should probably be banned.
Yeah, Monkey Board needs to go so we can have a little bit of variety in the Pendulums.
I really like it myself, just because I tech a Sky Iris, Performa Pal, engine into so many decks, and it works so easily.
Yeah, but that's the issue.
Yeah.
It works so easily because you just throw in a Joker, a keyboard, a couple of the Odd-Eyes Unicorns, and maybe a Sky Iris, and then congratulations, you have 4 cards out of your deck and complete scales to just pendulum whatever 2 to 7.
Yeah.
So
I think it's probably too good.
It's time. Goodbye, keyboard.
It's too searchable and
I guess if they banned keyboard, then they wouldn't really need to hit much else. Perform Pal, Sorcerer is the thing I'm referring to.
Right. That's the only other possibility. Like, I think they have to either ban keyboard or limit Sorcerer, have it like 0-1-3 or 1-1-1.
Yeah, 1-1-1 is probably fine. And I'm only saying that because I'm biased and my deck would play. The deck that I currently play is 1-1-1.
Yeah. It's not as strong as right now, but...
Right. If they want to keep, the little kids who think Perform Pals are cool buying stuff, then I think you keep Sorcerer at 3, you ban keyboard, because most people don't, or not most people, the people who aren't the best at the game don't see it as the best card in the game, which it may as well be. Because a 1-card scale is kind of silly.
I think that's probably more likely what Konami would do, ban Monkey Board, because of the Sorcerer reprint in its ins, also.
That's true. And then Monkey Board is just a comment if they put it in there. Right. They don't care about that.
Yeah.
You're buying the tins anyway for the promos. And then I guess the other Pendulum card to hit, in my opinion, is do something with Kieran.
Yeah.
Don't leave it at 3. Even though I love it, I think it's a great card. But I think it's too great of a card.
I actually think it needs to be banned, because if you put it to 1, you just play 3 Raccoon, 1 Unicorn, and then...
Yeah, play 3 Raccoon, 1 Unicorn.
It's basically like playing 4 Unicorns.
So I agree. It has to go. If only for the health of the game.
Yeah. It doesn't even really hurt Magispectors either, because they can't really use it effectively.
They don't play it. I mean, like, anyone who's watching Worlds, the guy who's playing Magispector, or one of the guys playing Magispector is like, you draw Kieran, you're playing... your high scales are Archfiend Eccentric and the Odd-Eyes Unicorn. Kieran, you can't summon it.
Yeah, it's
without
awkward.
tribute summoning, which you don't want to do because you want to normal summon your Magispectors.
That's actually something I could see Konami hitting, though I think they would hit it to 1, even though it should probably be banned.
Yeah, it should be banned. Maybe they will ban it. Maybe they'll watch your video.
We can only hope.
Yeah.
The only other Pendulum-related card that I think could be hit is Draco Faceoff, which is still ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm biased, so I just completely ignored that engine, but yeah, I think they hit Faceoff. If they hit Faceoff, they can probably bring Ignister back up to 2, but maybe maybe they don't need to put Ignister at 2, because then, in theory, if they're hitting everything, then we don't need multiple Ignisters to deal with all the Cosmo garbage.
Yeah. I think it's fine at 1 because it's not as consistent, but it's kind of just it's a blowout card.
Right, because if you top deck it, or if you open it, it's just, yeah.
It's like a +4.
The only other card that neither of us said, but I just thought about because of Draco Faceoff is Magical Abductor. I think it's sort of ridiculous. Even at 1 would be fine because you can't get a second one off luster and then activate it again, activate Sky Iris, activate Draco Faceoff, activate Terraforming, win the game. Searching any Pendulum card, period, is the effect, basically, once you get 3 spell counters, which is relatively easy if you're going first, and you're playing a Pendulum deck, because you're playing, if you hit the deck you're playing it in as, 3 Terraforming, 3 Sky Iris, potentially another field spell, Draco Faceoff, Upstart, etc.
Yeah.
So, maybe they hit Magical Abductor, maybe they won't because it's kind of a sleeper.
I think it's very good, but it's kind of under the radar, so I don't think there's much chance of it getting hit.
Alright, that's good for me, but bad for everyone else.
I think it's a good card.
Yeah, I think, because, underrated can search Veiler. Not that, there's a specific other card that searches Veiler.
Like Sage or something?
That's exactly what I was thinking about. We'll get to after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's probably it for the generic Pendulum deck.
Yeah.
Was there any other archetypes you want to talk about? I think that's about it for me.
I don't like Blue Eyes. I think potentially a reason for them to, I guess, postpone, in theory, these lists, or the lists that we could have gotten as soon as they made the Worlds list, is, maybe they want to poke Blue Eyes, because it ran over Worlds. Maybe they're watching the YCSs, because maybe it'll run over the YCSs if it has, if it has, Pendulum level, or full power Pepe level, representation and domination, they have to deal with it. Because if they don't deal with it, then no one wants to play anything but Blue Eyes, which maybe that's what they want, because Kaiba. But potential hits, I would say, for Blue Eyes are, you could, I guess, limit vanilla Blue Eyes, because then that reduces the usability of most cards in the deck. So, you can only summon one alternative per turn, but having to draw into your one of Blue Eyes White Dragon, or a way to search it by discarding the Whitestone, or not the Whitestone, Whitestone of Legends.
Or you could draw the Melody.
Or you draw the Melody. That's another hit, potentially. You put Melody to 1, because being able to search every card in your deck is a keyboard issue, like Monkey Board, specifically, and Joker.
I think Melody is more realistic than Blue Eyes, because I don't think they're ever going to hit Blue Eyes. It's also just a vanilla.
That's true. They've hit vanillas before, right?
Right, well,
maybe.
Only the Exodia pieces.
Yes. And then the other 2 cards I was thinking could potentially get hit are the Whitestone of Ancients. It's kind of slow. You summon the Blue Eyes in the end phase, but it also has the other effect of banish. You can banish it. So that effect isn't once per turn, so it is once per turn per card. But the other effect that isn't, that's once per turn per Whitestone of Ancients, is you could banish it and add a Blue Eyes monster in your graveyard to your hand.
Yeah.
Which gets you a Blue Eyes back in your hand if you want to summon an alternative. Gets you an alternative back in your hand if you want to use the Blue Eyes in your hand to summon the alternative. Gets you a trade-in target, gets you a Melody target, etc. The last card I really think is kind of under the radar issue is Sage, because you can just straight up search Veiler your reverse turn, which I don't know how I feel about that. Because it just says, normal summon this card, add Veiler, or Whitestone of Ancients.
Right.
Level 1 Light Tuner leaves it to Veiler, Whitestone, they're both Whitestones. And I think
both are Whitestones.
That's kind of it.
Can it search itself?
It cannot search itself. It says no.
Oh, that's
that. There's a bunch of other bad cards you wouldn't want to search. Sci-frame cards, fabled cards, bad Blue Eyes cards. I guess Maiden, but Maiden isn't played because I don't think it's a very good card.
It's really slow.
Despite what our locals thinks. And that's kind of it. And then discarding it to target your own effect monster to summon Blue Eyes from the deck. Any Blue Eyes, so Spirit, to, get rid of a Floodgate. Summon alternative, summon Blue Eyes. It's just another piece to the rank 8 thing. Also, it's a tuner, which gets me to my last Blue Eyes card that I think shouldn't exist. It's Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, the Synchro, not the Blue Eyes White Spirit Dragon. I think is
it's the Spirit of White. I think.
Yeah, Spirit of Silliness. I don't even see it. Oh well, I searched Blue Eyes and it didn't come up.
Blue Eyes Spirit.
Yeah, Spirit says no to the Pendulum mechanic, which, based on their current way of doing things, is they would either ban it or limit it, because that's why they hit Exodon, and there cannot be another reason for that.
Yeah.
And then also tagging it out for literally any good card.
There's a lot of options.
It's pretty good. You can summon Michael during your turn. You can summon Azurize to negate Regeki, basically. You can summon
Moonlight Rose for Compulse.
Just any egg, yeah. Moonlight.
Stardust Spark.
Right. The level, it's not restricted to a level either.
No.
So I guess if there's any really silly things to hit, or really silly things that people could summon and find some strange combo.
I think they're all level 7, 8, or 9. I think all the other levels say they can't be special summoned except for by Synchro Summon.
Right. I mean, you could summon Sun Dragon. I don't know why you would, but you could do it.
I'm gonna pull that up in case somebody doesn't know what that is. That's not a very good card.
It's not a good card at all, but you could do it. Yeah, I guess. And then Ancient Fairy Dragon is my other, because then you can extend plays. You can, tribute it off, summon the Ancient Fairy Dragon, use the Ancient Fairy Dragon to summon another level 1 tuner, and continue playing and make a level 8 overlay for rank 8. Make your opponent cry.
I think Ancient Fairy Dragon is actually potentially the most problematic card out of all of the Blue Eyes stuff you've been mentioning so far.
Yeah. Really? Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, because if they're playing against Pendulums, they have a Skyrace face up.
Well,
Ancient Fairy Dragon.
Ancient Fairy Dragon, just in general, there's so many loops associated with it.
Yeah, it probably. Don't ban it, Konami, please. I like it.
It's probably fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Just if there's easy ways to summon it, cough, Spirit Dragon, then maybe there's an issue there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess they can summon Stardust Spark to protect other things.
I'd say overall I disagree with the Blue Eyes. I think it's a little bit early to hit them. I think maybe if they do dominate the both like Rimini and Toronto, then they could look at it. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay. I'm just saying it's a potential reason why they could have waited. It's my tinfoil hat. All right, tinfoil hat off. We can continue.
It's good to hear a different perspective. I think, even though I think it's not much of an issue. I think if they did hit something, the cards to look at would be Melody, because Melody it's a consistency card, but it's also kind of a blowout card.
Yeah, it's a consistent blowout card, which is not something to be taken lightly. And
then the only other one, like, it's something actually you didn't mention, it would be I think it's called
Gospel.
The Return of the Dragon Lords. It used to be Gospel or Revival.
I don't know why they changed it, but who cares?
They also have Silver Spray, I know, but that's
so bad.
That's completely not as good.
It's not bad, but it's yeah, I mean, Return of the Dragon Lords does your little, it's another protecting card.
Yeah, I think the fact that the deck can play so many different Monster Reborns is potentially problematic.
Yeah, and Monster Reborn is banned for a reason, so maybe they, who knows?
Yeah, so,
it's also not once per turn, Return of the Dragon Lords, which is disgusting.
Didn't that guy activate in the finals 3 in 1 turn?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it was 2.
It was 2?
But he used the graveyard effect in 1, so it looked like
3. Yeah.
But Worlds is a whole other issue.
Yeah.
Discuss, but I don't want to right now.
Yeah, we can leave that off for now, probably. So I guess that's it for the archetypes then.
Yes.
Alright, so that's it for part 1 of this video series, where we looked at the archetypes that might need to be addressed by Konami, and In the following segments, we will start going over cards that we think might need to be banned or limited.